Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Business. I have the beautiful, super talented Tanya Baker Pendleton, and I'm so excited. Huh? I was just so super.
I'm divorced.
Oh, well, we're starting real. Okay. Put on. Okay, we froze a little bit, but it's all good.
Got a real.
Uh-uh. Yeah, we starting off real. Well, it's totally fine. So
Real. That's another conversation.
well, the cool thing about Let's Talk Business is that I like it to have different types of female entrepreneurs, different stages, because there's not like this one size fits all. And sometimes we only can see the one side of it, like the coaching world of it. And there's still a high demand for service based businesses, product based businesses. And I like to show the wide range of it. And so I'm just super grateful to have you here.
Oh, thank you for bringing me on. I'll tell you, I'm honored. Literally, I am honored that you even thought of me, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, because I thought it'd be just so that people know, like, and you can actually even describe yourself. I love the fact that I saw that you were event planner, a wedding event planner, and I was like, you know what, if anyone that I would need to have on this platform right now would be someone like yourself, because the event industry has definitely been like shaken up a ton, and a whole lot. And so I thought it would be very helpful for people to hear that. But if you would give like a little bit of background about you, then we'll go ahead and get into the interview.
Okay, so I talk about myself, which is very difficult because I am a background singer. I'm a doo-wop pop girl. So for me to be the front end, I'm like, but no, I am Antonia Baker, and I do go by Tanya, and I own Antonia Baker Experience. It's a wedding and event planning company. I started actually got my LLC on just like this year, like in January, February. But I've been doing my running my business for about 3 years. I came under another company, Bella Giornata, and then I broke off and formed my own girl group, as we say it. But
Okay.
we're really great friends. I learned a lot from her. But I actually came from the corporate world where I was 13 years of event marketing.
Mhm.
So it was a big company, and I did all of their event planning, all of their marketing as far as on ground, boots on ground, setting up the tents, getting the information, learning how to talk to clients like at the forefront. That one-on-one client service base.
Yeah.
Um, and then doing stuff in office. We used to do their holiday lunches and just celebrations, coming up with ideas. So I've always been doing it, just never doing it for myself. Until
Mhm.
about 3 years ago, when I took a leap of faith, like I think everybody has that same story, where you just like you cannot take it anymore, and you just roll out, and you're like, hey, I'll figure it out, and cash on my 401k, and we'll figure this whole thing out. So that's kind of what happened. Two little girls. I am divorced,
Okay.
so it is Antonia Baker. Even though me and my ex are good friends.
No, but that's totally fine. And so, what made you get into event planning? Like, what took you into that direction?
Always being, I think, always, well, first I'm the oldest of 7 children. So I've always
Mhm.
been, which as people say, bossy, but I've always had to organize. I've always had to be the one that had to make sure Christmas dinners were good, Thanksgiving dinners was good, birthday parties were good. So I've always been that leadership role of delegating and saying, you bring the hot rolls and you bring the chicken and you do this. And then it kind of spewed over into just my work life, and then like working for, we used to work for the Limited back in the day, and they saw the leadership qualities and made me like a key holder. So it's like it's always been hard for me to take. I've always wanted to be in control, which is really hard, like not to be in control of things.
Uh-huh.
But I know how to be an Indian. Don't play. I know how to be a good Indian. But I've
Yeah.
always loved to be chief. Like I always loved to be the one to take shots and make the calls. And
Yeah.
the corporate world was a little difficult because you had to like start at the bottom and work your way up.
Mhm.
But once I got into event planning and I started making my own schedule and doing my own thing, I was like, there's no way I can go back to like somebody telling me what to do. So I mean, I think, and I always plan like the parties at work, like I said, and even our like little lunches at work, I will be the one set up the decor and making sure everybody brought all the right food and who had the plasticware and who brought this stuff. So the attention to detail as well. So.
Well, that makes a ton of sense. So, something that you may not even know about me is that I actually went to school for hospitality, and I do have a company that does, that did, because we're not in operation anymore, but we did events for apartment complexes. And whenever I would tell people, I never would say I'm an event planner because they would assume I'm in the realm of what you would do. And I was like, no, I don't like dealing with personal things. Like, I'm not doing your baby shower. I'm not interested. Not my jam. They're like, but you can make a lot of money. I was like, I get it. I don't no. And then, so I feel like, and you can elaborate, because I feel as if event planning, even though it can be lucrative, it has to be something that you actually enjoy.
Yes. You have to like people.
Yeah.
Right? Some people get event planning and design kind of mixed up, I think, sometimes, where they love to design for a client, but they don't really like to deal with their client, right? So yeah, they want to get to know you, what you like, what your colors are, but that's kind of it. I don't want to talk to you monthly, weekly, when you're having a meltdown, when your bridesmaids are doing this, or when something is happening here, don't call me. You know what I mean? Just tell me what the design is, and I'll show up that day and have all the pretties. So I think that you have to also have that customer service, right? And like you said, you have to love what, not like, you have to love it, because you're dealing with somebody's special day or special events, and they think that you're supposed to do all the things for them.
And they've been dreaming about it since they've been a kid. And I can't. I have to take my hat off to you, because even years ago, I freelanced as a makeup artist. I did one wedding consultation, and that's all I needed to do to know that was not my jam. I'm very much so do what brings your heart joy, so that you can keep doing it and feel fulfilled at the same time.
Exactly. And it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard, because I do have a lot of clients, and you have to make every one of them feel special, like they're the only one. And I think sometimes they do think that they are the only ones. I just had a bride last week. She was like, Tanya, you make it seem like I'm your only client. I said, girl, I wish I could live off this check you gave me. But no, it's not happening. I have 20 more y'all. But I love each one of y'all to text you. Just a simple response sometimes all they need to know, that you're just thinking about them or you're working on it. So it is that attention to detail, and just like I said, being a people person. And a lot of people don't have that, and they're like, girl, I can't, it's too much energy. So I do tell you, today, and I think it was yesterday, the day before, I will shut down. After I have a big event, at least a couple of days, I need to shut down. I may not talk to nobody, because I've given so much of myself. I have to recharge. So I think that's one of the things that a lot of event planners and wedding planners get burnt out, because they don't know how to recharge. Like you said, they don't know how to say no. They take on everything, and they need to figure out what part of that
puzzle
process that they enjoy the most.
Yeah.
And take that on.
Yeah, it's very true, because there's so many niches. I feel like event coordinating is so broad in general, and especially in a season, typically for when I used to do events, this would be my busy season. So you're just trying to, all right, we're going to push through, And then by January, you're like, I don't want to talk to a soul. They're like, Jesse, what are you doing for so?
No, you don't even want to do a 10 person nothing. You're like, no, ma'am, I'm not doing anything. So it's so true. But then for me, I had to figure out, I love design. I love pretty things. But do I want to be the one that designs and plans? No. That's what I think that I had to really learn my first 3 years was I bought all the vases. I can do this. Oh, you can get this from me. But then trying to make it pretty and trying to make sure everybody's on time and do timelines and make sure your bride is good. It was so now I'm at a point in my career, I'm like, no, we hire a designer. We hire a florist. I will be there to help you to come up with your design, but I'm not putting your flowers down. I'm not delivering your stuff. That's not my jam. That's not my ministry. And everybody has a place, and I will make sure that it all happens and prices get negotiated and you're getting the best service, or best vendor for your event.
But that's important too for anyone that is into event coordinating that might be watching this, is because I think that that was even something I learned in the earlier years of my company. Is like, I don't want to do it all. Like, it's like, am I better at just coordinating who needs to be there, making sure, having the right vendors? Because yeah, like if you have to make sure everyone's there, and then you have to do floor arrangement, and then you have to like, and when you overextend yourself, and I don't know if you've ever been in this position, like, but if you overextend yourself, then those little moments turn into big moments that kind of suck away what you love doing, because it makes it into something you hate.
You dread it. And then your quality, it shows in your quality. It shows it'll be messy. It won't be right. You won't be able to get the good reviews. You won't be able to get, I mean, and we know in this business, referrals, like I can do all the marketing I want, but if my Google reviews are horrible, if my not reviews are horrible, that people are saying she's bad, that's going to affect your brand. So it is like taking that thing, honing in on it. What you're excellent at, and then you getting the right people together. So for me, I know I love networking, I love people, so I will build relationships with amazing vendors. So when your time comes, I'll say, I know exactly what you need for your baker. I know exactly what you need for your floors. Or I have some great venues, because I've done all the legwork for you. And you're just basically coming to me saying, Tony, this is what I like. And then I give you all the things you want. So
yeah, and that's perfect. And I the next question would lead into is like pricing. Like, how did you figure out like the best pricing? Because I mean, you, in my industry, people will be trying to lowball. I'm like, I am not playing. That's actually one of the main reasons why I got out. I was like, I'm not in this for this. Like,
oh, you have to. It's you. I think in the beginning, gosh, you do anything right. Just you're just happy that they want you to do it. So in the beginning, whoa, okay. And then I did take the Bridal Society, TBS with Laura Hartwell. I don't know if anybody has ever done that course. There's an intensive course. She is amazing. She gives you all the things, I think, as a planner to start off at, and then just learn from other planners. But then I know some planners are really good at like their hourly rates and trying to figure out what all those things are. So really, you have to sometimes sit down, which is the hardest work, and really figure out what is you're doing and what's that work. I always say, what do I want to bring home in the day? And so, like you said, I used to go down on my prices, but now I don't. I may add some extra for you, but I'm saying this is my price, because especially those clients that do that will work you the most.
yes,
They
all the
will,
time.
if you let them, and sometimes it gets to a point where it's like, am I your planner or am I your admin assistant? Like, ma'am, like they're like bossing you around. You're like, hold on, I left corporate America. I work for myself. Like, I'm the expert here. You don't tell me when to do things. We have a timeline, but I'm in control of all this. I do get a lot of type A brides. I do get a lot of military project manager brides. Those have been one of my favorite, but then also some of my hardest clients, because they work on certain timelines and they're used to a certain way. And I'm like, poo-poo. This is a whole different thing. I got this. And it is building that trust. If your clients do not trust you, it makes your job so hard, so difficult. So it is like saying in the beginning, I started to lay on those lines, like, you have to trust me. I know you're used to being in control. I know you're used to telling everybody else what to do, but if you don't trust me, I cannot do my job. I don't need checkups. I got this. I know you see me do it every weekend. Don't do that to me. Because it kind of makes it not fun.
Yeah. And I think too, when it comes to event planning, people have a crazy perception on what things really cost. Like those are things that really, like, I had a coming to Jesus moment 30 days ago.
We gotta talk offline.
I was like, you know what? I'm about to be this age. I want to start a family. Do I really want to be making this kind of money? I could work in corporate America and make more. Like, because what people will expect. I mean, because the few times I even try to do a personal event, someone like, oh, I want to get one of those flower walls. Those things cost thousands. And
thousands.
And you have to be fine with trashing that. It's not like even take it home. You could take it down, but what you gonna do with a whole bunch of paper flowers in your house?
And then they want to DIY. You're like, what you gonna do with this after you're done? And it's not gonna look like that. So it's so funny. I told somebody, you try to tell people, especially with Pinterest and Instagram, it really messes up girls, right? Messes up their mind. They see all these women having these elaborate weddings, but you don't know what they did, who paid for what, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like one centerpiece can be $500, and you got 20 tables, man. And so I love Terica Skaggs, which is Cocktails by Terica, who's an amazing planner. But she said the other day, I give you the wedding of your dreams or the wedding of your means. Like, let's really honestly talk about this. And I think that is the hardest part, because when the first thing you ask them is what's your budget, and what they say, I don't know. So then you have to stop asking that question, because they honestly don't know. So I always say, okay, if I told you your wedding, weddings normally cost about $40,000, are you okay with that? And they go, no. They'll tell you then. So I give them a number most times, say, okay, your party may cost all these things, just talking to you right now and looking at your Pinterest and seeing all the number of guests you want to invite, and you want to have lobster, you're starting at $15,000. Like, I'm keeping it 100 with you.
Yeah.
So I think the transparency has to be there.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you cannot tell customers, the clients, yeah, we can make it happen for $5,000, and they up here and they be a budget down here, and you're like, no, Pooh, you're not gonna get all that. So.
Yeah, because I remember even I have had, and I realized, because at one point I used to take it as offense, because someone would come to me saying, hey, I'm looking to accommodate, because I did corporate type stuff. Oh, I have a budget for $750. I'm like, who are you trying to accommodate? And they're like, oh, 100 people. I'm like, you can't even go to McDonald's. and I was telling them, like, you're not even processing, and that's where, at least with what you do, you can build a buffer in for those type of expectations. Where with what I did, they have smaller budgets, and you have, like, for any event planner, having it clear in your mind, what are you wanting to make? How many events you really want to work?
Yeah.
So that you can really make sure you're you're charging the amount for what you're needing, not to just have volume. And that was something that my business coach taught me. He was like, Jesse, don't just chase the volume. He's like, because
quality over quantity, do not do it. Make sure it's a quality. Even you could do a bunch of small ones, and it's like, no, I need to know exactly. And then the ones that'll burn you out. You get burnt out because you just constantly saying yes to every single thing, and you're not charging the right amount. So definitely, like, getting a business coach, for me, it was getting under another event planner, and like really like learning and seeing what really goes into it, because every event is different.
Yeah.
Every bride is different. Every need is different. But like you said, not budging on your pricing. Like, this is my price. This is what I do. I don't care if it's 10 people. I worked harder at events with 20, 30 people than I have at 200 people.
Yeah.
Sometimes on small events, and a lot of people like, oh, I only got 20 people. I've already done all this. And then you get on the back end like, oh my gosh, I have done everything. I've become the DJ. I've become the caterer. I've become all the designer. And I've done all this work just because you told me it was 20 people. No.
And then when you think about how many hours then you put in, and like, I hope that even if someone is watching this is not into event planning, all of this is time and money. Like, essentially, we're just saying it in words for event planning. So like, if, let's say you charge, for even numbers, $2,000 for 20 people for you to work and get the people there. But if this person is now requiring you to do all these changes, make all these meetings, you done put 2 months worth of this person reaching out to you all the time. When you divide that by the $2,000 plus the taxes, you might as well just went ahead. I told you.
Or they sign the contract and they promise you 20 people. Now it's up to 75. And you're like, hold up. But when we first started talking, it was supposed to be a small, intimate gathering. That just happened to recently. Now it's this. You know what I mean? That's more from me. You're acquiring from me now.
Yeah.
So I think that honestly, that's why I say take the courses. I did sign up for like some planners bundles. So I'm trying to learn more. I think it's constantly evolving. And sometimes it's just working an event and then literally after that event, putting down your pros and cons. What
Yes.
do you need to add on to your contracts? What
Yeah.
now makes sense? Because sometimes it is a learning experience and it's
Yeah.
tough and it sucks and what you will never forget. I
Yeah.
remember I did an event of my very first wedding and I didn't tell the girl, she was a friend of mine. I didn't tell her how much I would charge. And I did, when I tell you what, I did a lot, all the things. Thought my friend would take care of me. Girl, she gave me $50. I
No.
When I
Sorry.
tell you, when I opened that envelope and I knew all the stuff I did, I literally cried. I called my dad, and that moment, I was like, I would never put my worth in somebody else's hands. So
Yeah.
if I'm not voicing my opinion and saying this is what it is, and this is my contract, and this is what it is, I can't because I know what happens. Yeah, you learn some hard lessons of building your brand.
Yeah.
Hard,
But
yeah.
the thing is like I love that you do like it is an evolution, and it's taken a moment to just even in the moments when it may not go the way that we wanted to go, there's
Mhm.
always something to learn, and
Yeah.
it can be okay, let me change the contract, let me have this certain,
Mhm.
like even being non-negotiable with deposits and when the money is
Mhm.
there, like there's so many different things. And even if you're doing corporate accounts, like certain things just don't go. Like I had a big
Yeah.
contract that I was supposed to get, and I was just in the restroom washing my hands, and I was thinking like, you know what, God, I'm glad that didn't go through, because
Yeah.
it's like the money
Everybody,
work.
everybody's not for you. That's a great one. Every client is not for you, and you have to learn the power of no. Listen, friend, like no, I can't do that. No, I'm not doing it. Like even now, so I'm not taking any more events until 2021. I'm done. Like I'm booking other brides, but like I need a break. My power of no starts today.
Yeah.
So it just saying no, and then because sometimes, and you know when a client is not for you.
Yeah.
If you feel it, you know it, you just know, ooh, they're gonna be, ooh. And you say yes, and then you just automatically stuck, and it is the worst experience. And
Mm-hmm.
you said, I should listen to myself. And it's okay to say no. No, I'm booked. I'm sorry, I'm not taking any more events. Like, nope, I'm not, I'm overextending myself, and it's okay. Because every client is not for you. And that is a hard lesson you will learn,
Yeah.
especially entrepreneurs trying to make that money, put that money in the bank, and
Yeah.
live. You know what I mean? Now you thinking I'm not going back to a 9 to 5. You know what I
God.
mean? So
But that's even saying no to people, what people are trying to offer you and what you're making. Like, I feel like now I'm about to be 40. I'm
I
assuming,
just turned 40,
okay, I'm
so
like,
I
I'm
get
assuming we're around the same age. So then it's like,
okay.
it comes to the point where you're like, you know what? I'm at this age in my life now that I want to make a certain kind of money. And I'm fine
Yeah,
with that. And I'm fine with not having to take something lower than what I'm really am able to contribute
yeah.
with my experience.
I think that age is plays such a bigger part. I think for us as women anyway, we just get so much smarter.
Yeah.
We really do. We really do. I try to school because I had to hang with a lot of young girls who are
Uh-huh.
in their 30s, 31s, 32s. And I'd be like, boo, don't do that. Like, no, you're doing, and you see what you see your 30-year-old self. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I would have totally did that when I was in my 30s. And
Yeah.
then, like, so it's like, I think that definitely comes with age and just like really knowing yourself and
Mhm.
understanding you're not going to do that to me, or I'm not going to allow you to do that to me. So
Yeah.
I don't care what the price is, or
Yeah.
so yeah.
It's like it's not worth it because you just know like, hey, this is gonna require this amount of time.
Mhm.
I mean, especially once you get clear about hourly rate and the amount of time someone's going to require of you and what they're willing to pay you, it becomes like,
Mm,
I don't really want to do that. And being okay with it, because when you allow this, I feel that when you're first starting your business, especially in the beginning years, yeah, we are just trying to take whatever.
yeah,
But then what happens is that price spreads out. So now you're getting referrals from the people that just paid you whatever.
yeah. And now they got the same type of birds of feather flock together
And now
client.
you're in that vortex. So you're getting more business, but it's still
Yeah,
at the price that you really don't want. And at that point, you're sacrificing your brand.
your life. the time. I was like, time and money. That, like you said, those are your things I can't get. I cannot get my time back. If I'm spending time with my girls, it has to be worth it. If
Yeah.
I'm not, I mean, if I'm doing something, I have to love it, and you have to
Yeah.
give me that full on trust. I
Yeah.
can't keep trying to convince you how well and why would you hire? I was like, why'd you hire me? If you could do this yourself, then I need you to back up and do it yourself and release
Yeah.
me. I'll release out this contract. So I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. That's where it is, and that's when you have to learn how to also delegate. I think sometimes as women business owners, we want to take it on all
Mm.
because we're scared somebody else is going to mess up because at the end of the day, it is our brand.
Yeah.
But we need to realize you can learn to delegate.
Yeah.
Building your team is probably the most important thing that you're going to do in your business.
Mhm.
Building somebody to take care of you. You're not great at social media. If you don't like doing timelines, if
Yeah.
you don't like answering your emails, if you don't like, whatever it is, find that person at the accounting. I'm not a numbers person. I hired an accountant. Like,
Yeah.
and it's okay. And I'm making a little extra money and I'll do a little extra. Saturday, I just hired a housekeeper. I ain't mad at me. I don't like cleaning up. I don't want to clean up no more. I'm
Especially
over it.
after a long day. I mean, I
Listen,
don't blame
when I come home, I don't want to do it no more. I'm
I
good.
don't blame you. And I think that that's important for anyone that's watching is because we do want to try to take it all on and it all costs. And I was even talking to one of my friends, actually even my sister. I'm like, I'm at a point in my life where I'm willing to pay to have things like I don't want to figure things out. Like I'd rather just pay someone and know how to do it.
Who
Like,
does it? And you tell me what I need to do. Exactly.
yeah.
And you doing it right now. I trust you. So that's what, and I know now how you, I trust you. I'm not going to go back behind you. I feel like something's lagging. We have a conversation but I mean, it's not like, I think we we try to do everything and we
Yeah.
wear ourselves out. We really do.
Yeah. We do.
Especially, I don't say women, but I know black women. I know I've seen it.
Yeah.
We will try to do everything. And that's
To,
not
to
right.
appear strong and like we got it all and like no, I'm good.
Dying inside.
Yeah, I'm like no, I don't want to. I don't choose it. I mean, like,
And then you have that burnt out moment and you on the street somewhere just shaking and like moving
yeah,
like
like
no good to nobody.
no, I don't choose it. Like I think, and this is kind of segue into like dealing with the pandemic and like for me, it definitely like it sucked how within my industry how things just shifted. But it was honestly like the elephant in the room. Like I know I wasn't getting paid what I should have been making because it was referral, and then also within the industry they're not dropping that kind of money. Where with weddings you have more of a budget. Where corporate the budget is the budget, and you either got to make it work or you don't make it work or whatever. But it was like that moment where I was like, what, this isn't what I'm here for. And it gave me the moment to just kind of be at peace of like, how do I really want this pivot to be? Do I want this pivot to be restructuring my brand, or do I want this pivot to be me creating a whole new brand and just being okay with putting 8 years into something that just didn't work?
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Because it didn't work. But as I think I always say when I worked at corporate America, those are my wax on, wax off moments, right? This is my Mr. Miyagi. The things I learned there, I was able to put into my brand.
Yeah.
And I think that we get so caught up in just being one thing
that
we're multifaceted. We could do whatever. So like, I definitely think with COVID, it first was devastating. It was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I'm having work, how I'm gonna make my money. I'm a single mom. And so, but I think, like you say, is that faith. I know God is first in my life. So first off, I trust Him. So that's not when you had to like, as a person always being in control, have to give up control, right? Like really, like saying, okay, God, like we're gonna have to call these bill collectors. We have to tell people, okay, we're entrepreneurs, and you got to give me a minute on this. So just restructuring that, and then taking the break because I know my May was ridiculous. Back to back, no breaks. What was I thinking? Right? I was like, oh my God, Tanya, what were you thinking? You were going to kill yourself in May. And so it was like taking that break of being an extrovert too was kind of difficult because You know, it was like
Yeah,
you had to
I
really
like
cut
people.
it down and
Yeah.
put it back in and be by yourself and be with yourself. That was difficult. But now I appreciate my breaks. I don't back to back schedule. I did find another avenue of income as well.
Okay.
And then whatever else I like to do, like, you know, it was just like I do love doing photo shoots. I like doing smaller photo shoots and things like that. But I always tell my friends, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't need no exposure. I'm good. I'd rather sit at home and lay in my bed and watch TV.
Yeah.
Like self-care became so important, I think, for all of us.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow I have my facial scheduled. I'm getting these eyebrows done. I have my hair appointment. I
Yeah.
know how to take breaks now. Before it was constant.
Yeah.
It was constant. So just those things. But then, like I said, just honestly saying God is in control.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where I was at. I was like, God's in control, and I'm just gonna
And
go
I've
with
seen
that.
that you've still been doing some weddings and
Mhm.
some types of events. How have you adapted or
These
adjusted?
girls are still getting married. I've done like 6 weddings so far. They're like, I'm getting married. I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and throw this mask on. So
Yeah.
one thing about me is even I know it's COVID and I know it's real, and that's not even I've had people, you know,
Yeah.
it was scary at first, like, okay, how are we gonna do this? What is, you know, make this make sense? And then so we got, you know, we had the mask and we got like, you know, the venues, stuff like that. Now it's kind of been like now these they ain't got no mask on, girl. They in the floor. Once you get alcohol and stuff, so I kind of just maintain my distance.
Yeah.
Um, but these girls still want to get married. It's been wild. It's been like it's been happy moments, but it's also been scary at the same time. Thank God nobody's had an outbreak in any of my weddings.
Yeah.
Um, I just pray God when I get on, like, Lord, please let's be okay. And I
Yeah.
mean, but it has not, for me, thank God, it has not stopped me. Like, if anything,
Okay.
it's giving me more fuel and more people like, I'm ready to do so. I'm ready to do my wedding. I'm ready to do my wedding. So, um, it was scary at first, but these girls was ready. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of my friends I've spoken to, what
Mhm.
they're thinking about it from the public sector compared to the corporate sector. I'm like, you can
Mhm.
put all your friends together all you want.
Yeah.
Corporations, though, they're
Yeah, see, I don't do a lot of corporate stuff, so I know that really like.
I'm like, they're not taking the liability. I'm like, if we didn't have to worry, I'm like, we were already having to worry about people suing us. Now, if anything else happens, and like it's all about brand perception, it's about social responsibility. And like you said, once people start drinking, they stop. And I've told some of my clients, I'm like, be present that the things that you normally would be that do you really want to put your staff in a position of mediating adults?
Yeah,
I'm like, if
yeah,
you really don't, you might not want to. I'm like, because everyone's not going to take nicely if you tell them, especially in a corporate environment, to put on a mask or do social distance. Like, so you're either going to be okay with whatever happens,
yeah,
or you just don't do it that way at all.
and that's it. And I've had some vendors drop out, and they're like trying to. I have like they may have like a sickly
Mm,
grandmother or mom, so they're like trying. I can't do it, and we have to respect that, right? So we just,
yeah,
you find vendors, but then you have your vendors that are like, I'll wear my mask, I'll be fine, that. So
yeah,
it's just I don't. It's just a different time. I can't. At first, I was scared to like post like them out there acting up, but
mm,
then after a while, I just kind of got like
yeah. People gonna
because
do what
people
they want to
do
do.
judge, and it was in your thing. Lord knows if I didn't have a mask on, I took a picture with a client. They're like, "Wear your mask, wear your mask." And I'm like, "Okay." So you have to always
Yeah,
be, you know. But then
cautious
as
of
you
it.
get older, you don't care what people think. So then you're like,
Yeah.
"Well,
So like going into, I guess, like the winter months and stuff like that, and I'm saying like the certain areas and numbers are going right back up. Like, have
I
you been
know."
thinking? Yeah, because I have a friend in Milwaukee I was talking to. Most of the people in her circle have all tested positive, and she's been sick for a week or two, and it keeps saying negative. Her doctor said that 30% of the people that are testing negative are actually positive. So she's been sick bad.
I know that's the thing. It's been so I'm not doing any more events until I have a birthday party, but it's her family. It's 20 people next week. and there's a small wedding I'm doing in December, but that's it. Everybody else either canceled or rescheduled their weddings. I've had the most of the brides are canceling scheduled to next year, so
Okay.
and I need the break as well. But it's just I don't know. It's like whatever Now we try to talk to them like this is friend. I don't want to talk about that because I don't even know.
I know it is hard to because it's funny
because
for me.
Like you want them to enjoy their day. Like this is like they've been doing this for a whole year. All their family and friends. And then what happens is they're getting married, and now the thrill is gone, and now they're like, I don't even want to do it anymore. Time you've been married for 6 months now, forget it. But the special moments that this is the only time you're gonna be able to get everybody from his side and your side to come together, and people are dying. So like we are on COVID, just dying, and people's parents are getting sick and things like that. So it's like, when do you celebrate life? So then we have to wait to celebrate life again. Like when? So it's such a hard decision. It really is. That's why I feel bad for the brides, because it's like tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So it's like, where do you draw that line of saying I get the COVID? So that's when you say, to your guests, if you don't feel comfortable, right? That's all on people's comfortability levels. Because people go to Target, people go to Walmart, but you won't go to. You know what I mean? Like you pick and choose where they want to talk about COVID. And I'm like, man, but you was at Walmart. Stop in the house this whole time. So but then protecting yourself and keeping your distance. That's what it is. Wearing your mask the entire time and being responsible. If that's really what you want to do.
But I think that's great that you've been able to still pivot because I feel that we hear about how the restaurant industry and hospitality industry has been affected, but we haven't really heard people talking about how the event industry has really been, hit. And so when it's been hit hard, and it's honestly something that's going to be going on until next year, because I remember some friends that just are not privy to just the logistics of putting big groups together. It's like, oh, I think we'll be able to get together. I'm like, no, like, do you understand the liability? Like, first of all, not even a liability. That means someone has to hire extra people to then ensure that nothing happens. So to have 1,000 people in a space, those are the things that most companies don't want to take on the risk. That's why most people we know that are in the DC area, they're working from home until next year.
Exactly. And I think also taking those precautions, we do have the masks, we are taking people's temperature, so you people are trying. And then, like I said, doing the custom masks is one of the things the brides have been able to do. You can also do wristbands of no hug. I do a lot of.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh yeah, you can get wristbands that say, purple means no, keep your 6 feet. Green means like whatever comfortability level you're at. So that way, because some people, they are comfortable with giving you a hug with the mask on, things like that. But some people like, but they're there, but they still want to keep their distance. So I mean, you can still. I feel like we can still have these events. We just have to have them responsible.
I think that's smart to do that.
Allows you to do it. If your state allows you to do it, of course.
I think that's smart, because then that does help with people understanding what boundaries people feel comfortable with. So then, if someone doesn't find, then it's cool. And I think that what is going to be required for anyone in the industry is just learning how to adjust and adapt. I mean, like, honestly, like in April, I was like, oh, hold on, like, what does this look like?
Oh my God, we could not figure that out. And I did my girlfriend's christening. We did a COVID. I call it COVID Q. So the caterer did everything in individually wrapped snacks. So just pick up and go. We're doing more plated meals. If it is buffet, you're just calling smaller tables. Everything has the cover shield. So it's like everybody is trying to work smart. And actually, I actually enjoyed more. One of my girls put a post up, and she said, I actually enjoyed the mask. I can't believe I was letting y'all breathe on me this whole time, right? Like, I was like, I don't mind my waiter wearing masks. They was talking over my food, like, ew. You know how much come out your mouth when you talking about food?
Even on airplanes, I was flying somewhere last week. I'm like, half that stuff should have been going on. Like, why weren't y'all disinfecting in between flights before? Like,
we should have been a whole lot.
we've all been on that flight where someone's hacking up a storm and all you can think in your head is like, I better not get sick.
Yes,
Now they keep keeping it all to themselves. I'm like,
I was like, I'm okay with my way to wearing a mask. I'm okay with you're not breathing, spitting up. The chef need to wear it.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, I think that it definitely has made us more healthy. But I heard that, as far as even with the flu season, what I've heard was those numbers will go down because people are protecting themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just
as I do a wet cough. Oh God, you drink my tea.
We done spoke it up.
I just came from a bit.
No, oh my goodness, it's so funny though. But no, I am so grateful for you having this conversation with me because I haven't had anyone to speak to me that does event planning. And I've been very diligent on trying to find people in different industries because it is important for people to hear the conversations and how people are pivoting and the challenges in which you faced. I would love to have you share, like if someone wanted to reach out to you about your business and your event planning, how would they reach out to you?
Best thing is to, of course, go to our website, AntoniaBakerExperience.com. I get a lot of my business drive is through Instagram, so it's Antonia_experience, and you can reach me on Facebook at just Antonia Baker. Those are the best ways. Hit me up my DMs, Instagram, and then of course my website. Yeah.
Perfect. So I will go ahead and put the information as well in the description. So if anybody is interested in reaching out to her, you'll be able to click on the links. But I just want to thank you so very much for speaking with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's too much fun. Thank you, Boo.
You were so welcome.
You did a boo for me. Thank you, Boo.
I love it. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Stay tuned to the next episode where we're going to talk business. See you later.